Today we're going to talk about obsession.
Howdy, I'm Dr. Alejandro.
And I'm Dr. Emily.
And as many of you know, we have 3 clinics on our first 3 years in practice.
If you enjoy our content, make sure you subscribe and share with your colleagues and future colleagues to get on the path to victory.
I am obsessed with the process. Some people might think that's good. Some people might think it's bad. Are you ready to talk about obsession?
I'm obsessed. Let's do it.
All right. So Elon Musk, he's obsessed with changing the world, correct?
Mhm.
And that's why he has so much power. And he's just obsessed with doing great things for the world, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about this. I became obsessed later in life. I was average all my life. I was super average. I hated school. I was not smart. I was more in the B's and C's, couple D's here and there. So I was just average. Once I finished undergrad, that I didn't even finish undergrad, that I went to chiropractic school, it's when I made the switch.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I need to go from average to being obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate studying to this point. You know, I do it because, I want to bring the best to my patients, but I hate studying. But once I made the switch, I recorded in my mind, like, you need to be obsessed with studying. You need to be in love with studying.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I fell in love with it. I remember you were going to bed like at 11, because you were just tired. And I was awake until 4 a.m. just studying. Because I was thinking to myself, in my mind, that I'm obsessed with studying because I love it, because I have a passion, even if I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just controlling my brain, saying I love it because I needed to achieve. I needed to graduate.
That's right. And you in particular got obsessed with chiropractic, with school, in a totally different avenue, and that was CrossFit. And I remember you're the one who got me into CrossFit. I think you watched a documentary on Rich Froning or something with my sister while I was gone for a weekend. And then you were like, I really want to try CrossFit. I think it's so cool. And it's not even like doing the cool movements, but it's the passion and the obsession that these athletes have and had that I think drew you in. And so you were like, I'm going to try this. And you went to the gym. You went to the CrossFit gym in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Shout out to Crash. And you said, I'm going to do this and I'm all in. And I remember you would come home every day. I was working out at Anytime Fitness and you were like, just come with me. Like, you need to hear about what we do. Yeah. And you would tell me what the workout was. And I was like, I'm just so annoyed. I'll just go just to please you. Yeah. And then I fell in love with it. But I want you to kind of tell your story about how you became so obsessed with CrossFit.
Yeah, absolutely. So I remember I had never worked out. I played college basketball. They didn't require me to work out. So I'm like, I'm not going to work out if it's not required. You were working out. So when we met, my only way of talking more to you, because how I told you I was obsessed with studying, I needed to study all night. It was just going to the gym in the morning. That was our only time that we could chat. But I hated going to Anytime Fitness. I didn't know what to do. And I was talking to you about CrossFit and you hated it. You have a bad picture out of it. And one weekend, you left the house for a retreat, and I said, I'm going to do it. And I went on a Saturday to crash CrossFit, and I loved it. And then I went back Monday, and I saw the coach, one of my buddies that took me, he said, once you tell the name to your coach, he's never going to forget it. Mm-hmm. And my name is not easy. The dude never forgot it. He was calling by my name like every day. I'm like, okay, this is sign number 1 to stay here. Mm. Then I had an eating disorder. I never ate good. I had body image, discomfort. So I went to the coach and said, hey, dude, can you give me a diet? And he's like, yeah, do this, this, and this. That's it. I'm like, all right. I did that, and it wasn't tracking or anything. I did that, kept going to the classes every day. Mm-hmm. And one day, like, I was changing my shirt, and he's like, dude, you've been doing the diet, huh? I'm like, whoa. I thought he forgot about it. He gave me this a month ago, and he still remembers that. I'm like, yeah, man, thank you so much, like, for the workouts, for giving me the diet. And he's like, that's not me, dude. I just come here, I write a workout, and that's it. That's all you. Mm-hmm. So he's not even taking the credit for everything he did. He's giving you the credit. And that's when this switched my mind, like, wait, like, in chiropractic, we're helping people, we're adjusting them, but at the end of the day, we're just putting a force. Their body is the smart one, right? And everything that they do in their lifestyle is what is going to affect that. So I cannot get the credit. Right. I'm like, wow, there's opportunities everywhere. Mm. And I just kept going, and COVID hit. And they closed the gym, and I texted him, like, he was building a new gym, actually. he was going from a small location to a bigger location. So during COVID, he was doing that transition by himself. And I texted him like, hey, if you need any help, let me know. And he's like, yeah, show up tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'm like, this could be a great opportunity. Fire. I didn't want to be there because it was early, but I went there. I started helping him. But during that help, I saw an opportunity. And that's when I started asking him questions. I was like, hey, man, eventually I would like to open a gym. At that time, I wanted to open a gym, but I switched that to chiropractic. Like, what is the biggest advice you have? And he's like, care about people. Like, you're not doing anything, just care about people and everything will pay back. I'm like, okay. Hey, what book would you recommend me? And he talked to me about Relentless from Tim Grover. And it talks about this, about being obsessed with the process and how Kobe and Jordan were obsessed with everything. I'm like, whoa, this is great opportunities in here. I just came to help you, but like so many opportunities have come from it. And to this point, like I still admire him for his passion of helping people, because he went from a small gym to a bigger gym, and now it's like one of the top 10 gyms in the country. So it's pretty sick how from a CrossFit opportunity, you could bring it into chiropractic.
Definitely. And so many good business nuggets that you could get from that as well. And even like, I remember you telling me this, you went to help him at the gym, not just to help him set up and like just to be on his good side, but you're like, I'm going to pick his brain. I'm going to know everything there is to know about CrossFit while I'm with him. And I'm going to ask him questions. And I think that's a really good attest to the quality of your life is dependent on the quality of the questions that you ask.
Correct.
And the quality of the questions that you were asking him was so just, extraordinary that you were starting to learn and apply to chiropractic into business early on from a CrossFit gym owner, which is so cool. And I think that took you so far. And these little, nuances in life and the pathways that the Lord brings us down bring us to the right people at the right time, and it creates that awesome opportunity, but you have to find it. And part of that is being obsessed with the process. And for JR, the CrossFit gym owner, it's not obsessed about CrossFit, it's obsessed about helping people. And his avenue to do that is through coaching CrossFit.
Absolutely. It's just crazy. Like, when you become obsessed with things, like you're going to achieve it. It doesn't matter what it is. Because I remember we were like putting the floor in that time, like gluing the floor. And I was like, dude, I saw this movie of CrossFit. And he's like, it's insane, right? Like how those people make it. Like you have to be different to make it to the games. 2 or 3 years later, like he made it to the games. So it's like crazy. Like, like he was talking about those people are freaks. And all of a sudden, like he was one of those freaks that made it to the games.
Yeah.
But he was obsessed with everything. He was obsessed with CrossFit. He was obsessed with helping people. And that's exactly what we need to do. And that's exactly what I feel we've been doing in 3 years with 3 clinics. We're being obsessed. And people are like, are you going to take a break? Are you going to do this? No, I'm obsessed with the process. Like I enjoy it. I enjoy like working Monday to Sunday. It's just something I enjoy.
And for opening this Lubbock office for this other location that we acquired, if we're not obsessed, our heart's not in it, it's not going to do as well. And you know what that does at the end of the day? It's a disservice. It's an injustice to the people who need chiropractic and who need the care that these doctors can provide. Because if we're not obsessed and we're just, it's just another business, like it's just like selling t-shirts or something. Like, no, I want to be obsessed with selling t-shirts because these people need the t-shirt because it's an organic cotton and it'll help their skin or whatever. Like whatever you do, whatever business that you own, Darren here at Howdy Media Studios, like he is obsessed with helping people. It's not just about filming. It's not just about the editing and the content. He's helping these people. He's helping us right now with our business. He's helping small businesses and he's obsessed with it. And it's clear in the quality of work that you provide, the service that you provide. So whenever people get well, it's not just because, we love chiropractic or whatever. No, I'm obsessed with helping you. I'm obsessed with seeing your progress and your results. And if we don't adapt that and really like just instill it in our lives and in our DNA, then these people aren't going to get as well as they could, in my opinion. And we learned that early on. So being obsessed, how can you apply your obsession to the different businesses that you're dealing with right now?
Just going all in. If you don't believe in the business that you're doing, you're not going to be obsessed with it. So you just have to go all in. How I did in school, if I didn't graduate, I was basically going to be nothing because I didn't have a bachelor. So I switched my brain to be obsessed. And that is something that you have to believe in the product or on the services that you're doing in order to be obsessed with it.
That's right.
And that way you can switch your brain. But if you look at it like an 8 to 5, then you're not meant, nothing wrong with that. You're just not meant to be the business owner. But if you as a business owner are not obsessed with the process, it's going to be rough.
There's a quote that I love. It's you have to do ordinary things for an extraordinary amount of time to achieve mastery. Doing the mundane, doing the monotonous, doing the things that people get so bored about. It's not sexy. It's not like, oh, this is something that's so creative. It's day in, day out, doing that for an extraordinary amount of time. And that's how you achieve mastery. And that comes with obsession. We have to be obsessed with that. Otherwise, the day-to-day things get super boring and monotonous. So if you need help and you want to become obsessed, if you need to light your fire, if you have questions about how to become obsessed, we would love to help you out. So feel free to reach out to us.